stop the time when he stops.
Yeah, you're in a state, but you can go.
All adversity I've had in my life, all the obstacles and all the troubles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing for you. Walt Disney. Now, throughout my life, I have had to overcome different obstacles. First of all, I moved 900 miles away from anybody in my family. They all live back in Kentucky, and all my friends are back in Kentucky, but I wanted to be here. This is where I wanted to be. I wanted to come up here and do school here and everything like that, and I've hit money issues, I've hit problems like that. But the major lesson that I've learned in life is through all of that and all your failures and everything else, you can't stop. You got to keep going. Now see, Walt himself was no stranger to failure. He, first of all, he got a job as a newspaper cartoonist and was fired because he lacked imagination. He also started multiple businesses, and they all filed for bankruptcy. His biggest failure or low point in his career was when he lost his beloved character Oswald to rival Universal and all of his artists that worked for him at the time. It was on the train ride back from New York to California after being told all this that Walt drew Mickey Mouse for the first time. Now you see, a lot of people are going to fail. And you got to realize that failing isn't the end of this. You got to keep moving, you got to keep going, overcoming obstacles. There's 3 parts to this lesson that I've learned. The first part is that obstacles are just tests, and people will help and hurt your goals. And finally, when you fail, don't become a failure. So now if we go back to that first part, we can look into it a little bit deeper. Obstacles ask you, how far are you willing to go? What are you going to do to overcome this? How bad do you want this? They also help you grow. They'll take you to your very limit, and then they'll push you a little bit farther just to see how far you can grow. If you come back from that, then you know you're stronger. Obstacles are a blessing. You overcome them, and you know that next time when you get to them, you can take them down easy. Now, the next part. There's a wise old saying that goes, if they hate, let them hate and watch the money pile up. You see, you're going to encounter people that will doubt you. They will question you. They will belittle you just because they're jealous. But you got to overcome that. You've got to realize that these people aren't the people who you're trying to impress. You're doing this for yourself. And also, people help you. Your support group, your family, your friends, they're your number one asset. They're always going to be there to encourage you and help you out through everything. I know with everything that I've encouraged through life, if I didn't have my family and my friends there to support me, there's no way I would still be here. Now, the third point may sound a little confusing, but it's also the most important part, and that is when you fail, don't become a failure. Everyone fails. At some point in time in your life, you will fail. You can't please everybody all the time, and you can't do everything in the world. So at some point in your life, you will fail. But to me, what I've learned through all this is that failure is more of in the eye of the beholder. If you fail, that's one thing. But how you come back from that failure, that's when you truly realize if you're a failure or if you're a success. If you don't stop, if you can rise from the occasion, if you can grow from it, then that's when you realize that you have become a success. So, in conclusion, obstacles are just tests. People are going to hate and people are going to help. And failing at something is not being a failure. Now, nobody knew that more than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team his sophomore year. But instead of giving up and just saying, hey, you know what, maybe I'm not meant to play basketball, he went on to play for his JV team and scored multiple 40-point games and went on to play and get a scholarship to North Carolina. But when he got to the NBA, it took him 6 seasons just to get out of the Eastern Conference Finals. He couldn't beat Detroit, he couldn't beat the Celtics for the first 6 years of his playing career. But he went on to win 6 championships and is arguably the best basketball player to ever play the game. Michael said one time, if you're trying to achieve something, you'll run into obstacles. But obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and go home. You can either find a way to go over it, work around it, or go straight through it. Thank you.